Hey everyone! Today I'm going to show you a little bit how Surflets work. Surflets are little applications that you can write within Surf without you having to know or write any single line of code. So for example, I have my desktop right here and I have some cool Windows 95 to-do list that I can drag around, and it's like a window in the window. I could add like another task, show you how Surflets work, and I can just add it. And then I have a cool to-do list on my desktop. Surflet you can do in two ways. The first one is just asking the chat to build an app, or the other one is to use our inbuilt vision tool to give it some instructions on how to start. Let me show you a really easy example for this. What you can see here is the double pendulum experiment. It's from physics. It has to do a little bit with chaos. And what I want to have is like an interactive demo that I can play around with. I can see a small GIF here on Wikipedia, but what I can do is use our vision tool to build my own double pendulum. So how do I get there? It's like I can open Command T, and down here you see our little ask button got a new body. You will see that there is this like new used vision in here. Previously we had this vision tool as well where you could like select something and ask a question, but now what you can do is ask to build you an app. And here's the result. It's a pretty cool double pendulum. I can open it inside of the sidebar chat to have a little bit more space to get going. And now I have it in here. But what can I do with this now? So I can use this and drag and drop this into any other Surf environment. First of all, I can just save it. Save it to my stuff, and then it's in here. I see it in my stack. If I open my stuff, you can see the double pendulum is right here. I can also go to my desktop, for example, that I showed you earlier. And I could just like drag and drop the thing and put it on my desktop. Make it a little bit larger, and then I have my double pendulum in here. When I'm opening Command T, you can see that you can also create a note down here. So let me create a new one. And let's make a very small note about the double pendulum experiment. The double pendulum experiment. And what I can do now within my note is like drag and drop the surflet into my note. So I always, within my note, I can close the chat now, have an interactive demo of the double pendulum inside, which is super cool. We also added the new functionalities to our note generation. What you now can do is use the add key to turn up this little context box. And I could use a wide variety of contexts in here. So for example, I have a couple of contexts down here. I can also ask like the whole entire Surf environment, or I can just use for this little example, just ask a model that I want and say like, write a small intro to the double pendulum experiment. And now I have to press Option Enter to get things going. As you can see, we have now a small article here. And as you can see, it also has the right citations because like I had the double pendulum article open. We can always jump back into the article and see what it's a reference to. And also we have now an interactive demo, and you can see that this is usable for a wide variety of things, right? You could have this experiments, but you can also like have an explainer. For example, in here, I'm learning how to code. I wrote a little bit about for loops, and then down here I have an interactive demo that I can play with and see how the code works. And this is like completely interactive, which is super cool. But let's jump back onto our desktop because like we have one more thing for you. The to-do list up here is, for example, I can add another task, buy groceries. And when I add this and I refresh the page, it's still there. Because when you create a new surflet, the AI will actually figure out if it needs some storage or not. So every surflet has its like own hard drive that you can use to store information so they are not gone when you come back later. And now I'm gonna hand it off to you. We're super interested what you're about to do with Surflets. They're like a really cool, powerful tool to power your notes, make them more interactive and more engaging, or to just like build your own games and have fun. So we're really excited what you build with them. See you on the next one.